You're in London and you're like, man, we've got a huge problem with Muslims. Like, they're bad.
There's just a lot of third world Muslims that have
Well,
come.
there's also that.
They almost have this strange fetish in London that they like being conquered. Yes, Islamist, come into my country. Like,
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am a revert and I was taught how to pray Salah.
That means every single time I pray,
the person who told me gets the reward.
5 times a day, from Fajr to Isha.
If you want to support someone like me in learning Salah,
then sponsor 10 people for just £100.
Remember the Prophet, peace be upon him, said,
charity does not decrease wealth. Click the button and donate now.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. If you're watching this video and it's Salah time, please pause it and go pray and come back when you're done. Please check out the description section of this video to support the channel. I came across quite a disturbing segment during a recent Tucker Carlson podcast where Tucker was interviewing anti-Islam bigot Charlie Kirk. I personally think it's a major fumble by Tucker Carlson in platforming someone like Charlie Kirk, who is a pro-Israel, anti-Muslim Epstein apologist and a Donald Trump fanboy. Not a good look whatsoever. And just when we thought Tucker had turned a new leaf and was building bridges with the global Muslim community, he decides to single out Muslim immigrants and refugees in the UK, as well as British Muslims in general, in particular Pakistanis, and make derogatory comments about them, whilst also nodding along with Charlie Kirk's Islamophobic rhetoric. Let's roll the clip.
Oh, there's something about mass immigration that degrades the existing population. People get less impressive when their country's invaded. I don't know why that is. I've always noticed that.
The UK is a great example of that.
It is a great example.
Totally
the Brits themselves, it's like, I go to the UK, I have family there, I go there, all my life I've gone there, and you see, I always kind of like the Brits. They're weird, but I sort of like them. Creepy kind of, but whatever. But they've gotten weirder and creepier over time. They've, as it's become more Pakistani, the native-born Brits, the white Brits, have become way less impressive. I'm not imagining this. Or do you know what I'm talking about?
But also the morale goes down. It's almost like you're a conquered nation and you know it. London was 95% white in the 1920s. It is now 29% white.
Yeah.
Now, again, I don't think whites are better than other people, whatever, but it's just not London anymore.
They're the indigenous population.
It's something, exactly. And I thought we're against mass replace. That's ethnic cleansing, isn't it?
Well, it's literally ethnic
cleansing. I mean, when you change the people, it fails to be what it once was.
Of course. But it has a dispiriting effect on the people being replaced. And they're not what they were.
Their morale is down. They believe goofy and weird stuff.
Oh, I agree.
They almost have this strange fetish in London that they like being conquered.
Oh, yeah.
That they're like enjoying the slow motion rip of their country.
Me harder.
No, like
Daddy.
It's like, no, seriously.
Oh, I agree.
It's like this weird sexual attitude. Like, yes, Islamist, come into my country. Like, what?
No.
And it's just, I don't know what that is, but I will say this though. I will make a hypothesis though.
It's the immigration cuck, I think we would say.
No, it is though. But
no,
a secular nation cucks out for sure.
100%.
And so, what does that mean? When you don't believe in a divine power, I mean, they're super secular in the UK. Then all of a sudden they need to have some sort of belief system. So their reason for being is that their master is some Mohammedan from Afghanistan.
It's totally right.
And again, I debated at Oxford and Cambridge back in May. These are broken, conquered cities and towns. They're completely unrecognizable. London especially is just gone. It's a husk of its former self, as you would say. It's a museum.
Depressing.
It's depressing. It brings down your soul.
I agree.
And when I go walk through Piccadilly Square and there's just more Muslims than native-born whites, or there's something wrong about that, and that is a metamorphosis and you have to wonder, did you vote for this? Did you want this? Did you invite it?
Tucker described mass immigration as an invasion, claiming that it results in the degradation of an existing population. Kind of like how both Tucker Carlson's and Charlie Kirk's European ancestors invaded the US, degraded the Native Americans and colonised their country, and similar to how they stole land through force from the indigenous people of Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, Canada, and Charlie's beloved Israel. The difference is that mass immigration to the UK or the West, whether it's legal or illegal, is not an armed invasion like it was when Tucker and Charlie's ancestors did it. It's actually a relatively peaceful process. Tucker describing white British people as weird and creepy is just disgraceful. The majority of white British people are nice folk, especially face to face. Yes, there are bad people in every group. I come across my fair share of far-right trolls online or in certain right-wing news platforms or that are attending silly marches in city centres, but to label every white person in the UK like this is unfair and not accurate. Tucker astoundingly blamed what he called the increase in white British weirdness and creepiness on the Pakistani population in the UK. If that were true, it would be quite the fate considering that Pakistanis only make up around 2.5% of the UK population and white Brits make up approximately 76%. Charlie Kirk also blamed the drop in morale in the UK on Muslim immigration. I doubt that, Charlie. Maybe it's got something to do with gaslighting morons like you peddling your bigoted misery in order to brainwash people into supporting your brand, along with the high taxes, high energy bills and the cost of living skyrocketing. Charlie claimed that London is less white than it was in the 1920s, but he lied about the figures. London is around 50% white, and as I just told you, Britain is still majority white by a long shot. And no, the UK is not experiencing ethnic cleansing as this grifter claimed. I could stoop to Charlie's level and name a bunch of places that are less brown and black since the 1920s, with the most notable ones being where actual ethnic cleansing did and still is taking place, like in Palestine and South Africa. The UK is not being conquered as Charlie put it, and certainly not by Muslims who make up 6% of the population, covering all races including white people. Charlie Kirk then decided to bring Christianity into the conversation, whilst using derogatory terms against Muslims such as Mohammedans and Islamists. Since when did Christianity permit discrimination on the basis of race or religion? Charlie must have changed it to suit himself. Well, it wouldn't be the first time, would it? To label the UK a secular nation whilst being from the US, the granddaddy of all secular nations, isn't just hypocrisy, it's a completely flawed argument. Especially since the US is almost always the origin of most Western degeneracy that then trickles its way down to the UK and Europe. If Charlie hates Great Britain so much, he should do us all a favour and not come back. And as far as Charlie's claim that he sees too many Muslims walking around London, making the racist assumption that all brown people are Muslim, a large proportion of those people are actually Indian Hindus and Sikhs, who statistically are the largest immigrant group in Britain in the modern era, and of all time. Let's watch the next clip.
What's really a head trip, which I'd recommend to anyone, is going from London to Riyadh or London to Dubai or London to Doha. I've done all of that. And you're in London and you're like, man, we've got a huge problem with Muslims. Like, they're bad. And then you go to Doha or Riyadh or Abu Dhabi or Dubai or any of the Gulf. And you're like, man, I love Muslims because they're awesome.
So how do you...
I don't understand exactly what's going on, but it has to do with, and let me just say, in point of fact, I've never been, where I am not currently anti-Islam, especially. It's not my religion. I disagree. I think it's wrong, but I'm not mad. And I'm not mad at Gulf Arabs. I think they're amazing. They're amazing. They couldn't be more tolerant, open-minded, kind, just great. I mean, things I don't agree with, but in general, they're great. And I have even said, because you can say whatever you want in their countries, because as long as you're not attacking the leadership, they have free speech in a way that we don't, which is really wild. But I've said at dinner, like, what is that? Why am I so happy here in, pick the Gulf capital versus London? And what is the deal with the Muslims in London or Cologne or Berlin or whatever?
Yeah.
Like, what is the difference? I've never gotten a straight answer. But I do think part of it is mass migration of any kind is a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. And it has bad effects on everyone involved. The immigrants and the conquered.
And also, I think that there's just a lot of third world Muslims that have
Well,
come.
there's also that.
Doha is a very very...
Well, there are 300,000 citizens.
Right.
In the
First,
richest
Abu
country.
Dhabi, Dubai, Riyadh are very first
But the
world.
people
but
are.
Karachi is not exactly.
No, Karachi's pretty intense.
Is it?
I would say Karachi's pretty intense, yeah.
I wouldn't put Pakistanis up with...
No, though
Saudis.
I've had amazing meals with people in Peshawar, Pakistan, who are like reading P.G. Wodehouse novels and are super smart and have all these languages and stuff. I don't know. There's something about immigration, though, mass migration, that degrades everybody involved. I just noticed it. This is not an ideology that I have. It's just something I've picked up from traveling a lot.
And you just become... So you have two options. I mean, and the UK has decided just to kind of just bend over and take it.
Oh, yeah.
Which is just, you can fight it and resist it.
Well, they've been doing that for a long time.
No, that's kind of their whole shtick.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, post-World War II.
With a cane.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just... That's their whole thing. But in America, we're finally having a different attitude to mass immigration, which is we can now talk about it. We can question it. We can vote against it. The question is, can we remove it?
Just when I thought Tucker was redeeming himself by humanizing Muslims through his positive comments about Gulf Arab people, he in the same breath made the bigoted statement that all Muslims in London are bad. I'm not going to pretend that there are no bad apples in the Muslim community in the UK. As I said before, every community has good and bad people. But what surprises me is how Tucker couldn't add up that it's not Islam that's leading some British Muslims astray, but instead a lack of it. Especially since he himself made the claim that Muslims in Qatar, Saudi Arabia and the UAE are extremely civilized, and as he put it, tolerant, open-minded, kind, awesome and amazing. The main factor here is culture. Muslims in the UK are heavily influenced by Western culture, whereas for Muslims in the Gulf, their cultures are heavily influenced by Islam. The way Tucker feels about Islam is the same way I feel about Christianity. With all due respect, I have nothing against Christians. I know many Christians who are nice people, but I believe Christianity to be false and Islam to be the final word of God. Tucker even went as far as to say Muslim countries in the Gulf are much more advanced than Europe and America, which I agree with. And of course, Charlie Kirk would make the accusation that Muslims from the third world are the problem in Europe due to their countries of origin, again completely ignoring the negative aspects of Western culture. I'm not saying that Western culture is bad overall, because there are many positive aspects to it also, nor do I hate the West, but to completely ignore the negative factors and solely blame the third world is just plain ignorance. For Charlie to have a hierarchy where whites are on top with Saudis coming in somewhere after them and with Pakistanis being even lower is blatant and disgusting discrimination. At the very least, Tucker debunked this racist theory, speaking from real life experience, unlike Charlie does, when he said he's come across very civilized and intelligent Pakistani people from third world Pakistan. Every country and culture has good and bad aspects to it. The third world definitely needs improvement, but so does the West. And just because someone is from the West or has white skin does not make them superior or any more advanced. That is bigotry in a nutshell. And race-baiting idiots like Charlie Kirk fuel this type of thinking on purpose, just like Tucker Carlson used to do. And although Tucker has come a long way in regards to expressing regret for many of his past takes about Muslims, judging from his latest performance, he still has a long way to go. Thank you for watching. Make sure to join my free Telegram group via the link in the description. And remember to like, subscribe and become a channel member for access to exclusive content. Until next time, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allah.